While many of us make plans for a week at the beach, and maybe one in the mountains in a year, others seem to walk all day long. Some put their backpacks on their backs and simply go out into the world, while others compete in more and more luxurious and, of course, exotic vacations. However, the most expensive trips in the world have prices that exceed not only the budget, but also the imagination of many. With the money for a single vacation from the top of the most expensive trips in the world, we would take a house and a car and solve the legacy for the children. So, let's see what are the most expensive trips in the world. If you're not afraid of the cold or have a weird phobia of penguins, you can opt for a vacation in the Antarctic Imperial Penguin Colony. For about 80,000 euros you will be able to spend 11 days at the South Pole. You will live in an igloo, but you will eat at a restaurant where a chef will cook you top dishes. You will be able to climb glaciers, and you will share a little of Mr. Popper's feelings. Some shed many tears as they watched James Cameron's production of the sinking of the world's most famous cruise ship. Others thought the film was too long and hairy. Regardless of the reactions to the most expensive film ever made, the story of the famous cashbot remains fascinating to many people. So fascinating that those with a helping hand do not nod when asked for 95,000 euros for a trip to the depths of the Atlantic Ocean to see the wreck of the Titanic. Do not imagine that tourists receive an oxygen tube in the back and are invited to swim. Nor would it be possible given that the vessel is at a distance of about 600 kilometers from the shore and at a depth of 3,800 meters. Tourists eager for thrills receive a ticket for a trip of about 11 hours by submarine. They are accompanied by the captain, but also a researcher, a marine biologist, who takes advantage of the trip to find out more about the creatures that live around the wreck. In fact, the money raised in this way is the source of funding for research into what is left of the Titanic. It's no secret that Scotland has a breathtaking relief and scenery, but as not everyone likes classic walks, there is also the luxury option. The Belmont Royal Scotsman train takes you to the most beautiful and spectacular places in the country, in dream travel conditions. The bunks are decorated in British style, and have extremely comfortable beds. Only good to fall asleep to the sound of the train wheels or to wake up in the morning with green meadows running before your eyes. You have a restaurant with an exceptional chef, a cafe, a reading area, and even a spa. The train leaves Edinburgh, crosses the whole of the northwest, with stops at various stations from where it can depart on well-organized trips, and then returns to where it left off. For a 4-night trip, travelers have to pay 150,000 euros. "111 days of safari." I've heard of safari vacations, some have been, but a safari that lasts almost 4 months is not for everyone. The unique trip around the world gives you the opportunity to get to know 18 of the most vulnerable species in the world. It takes you to 12 places around the world, from America to Africa, and then to Asia, from the North Pole to Antarctica, and the trips are designed so you can follow the lives of gorillas in Rwanda, lemurs in Madagascar, or the Bengal tiger. Obviously, the costs of such a vacation are substantial. about 700,000 euros. But part of the proceeds go to activities to protect the species you will meet on this safari. Definitely is one of the most expensive trips in the world. €1.1 million cruise. The most luxurious cruise in the world lasts 124 days and takes you through 28 countries. The dazzling luxury ship departs from Los Angeles and arrives through states such as New Zealand, Malaysia, and Mauritius. With this money you don't go by boat, but a helicopter comes to pick you up from home and take you to the airport, from where you will fly with a Boeing business jet plane in which the designers did not shy away from making full use of wood, mahogany and gold. From the airport you will be picked up by a Rolls-Royce Phantom that will take you to the port. Once on the ship, in the restaurant tourists are pampered with beluga caviar and tea extracted from 1,000-year-old plants, and will rest in 2-bedroom apartments, living room, bar, verandas and marble bathrooms. A little different experience from Phileas Fogg's 80 Days Around the World and considerably more expensive. This is one of the most expensive trips of 6-star cruises. The wonders of the earth on the most expensive trip in the world. The most expensive trip in the world lasts for 2 years and takes you all over the world, so you can admire all its wonders, more precisely, all 962 UNESCO sites. I will not list them all here, but I tell you that among the hot spots in the itinerary are the Inca site Machu Picchu in Peru, the Forbidden City in China, the pyramids in Egypt, but also in Mexico, the famous Taj Mahal in India, the Grand Canyon in USA, the Greek Acropolis, and Mount Athos. You can be sure that despite the impressive number of sites, you will not be running all holiday. And of course, you will travel in business class and stay in the most luxurious hotels. At almost 1.2 million euros, how much the holiday costs, it is natural to be as pampered as possible. As in the case of the safari mentioned earlier, in this case, also a part of the proceeds goes towards the protection of the visited objectives, in this case of those in the UNESCO patrimony. After our opinion, these is the most expensive trips in the world.